Thank you for joining me today. My name is Jackie Pabst, and I am the author of Grapeful. I'm so glad that you're here today as I read a story about a little boy named Charlie who learns about gratitude. Come and join. For breakfast today, I had a waffle, scrambled eggs, and a full glass of grape juice. Grape juice is my very favorite drink. I love to eat and drink everything grape. Green grapes, purple grapes, grape licorice, grape syrup, grape jelly, grape popsicles, and every type of grape candy you can think of. Grape should have been my middle name, but instead it's just Marshall. Charlie Marshall is what they call me if it's something super important, like when I had to take my pledge into our adventure club. Most days, my mom and dad run around like wild chickens, taking us kids to all of our different after-school activities. On Mondays, my big sister goes to soccer practice. I go to trombone lessons on Tuesday, and finally on Thursday, my baby sister has ballet class. I'm sort of questioning whether she's going to be a ballerina one day, since she really just dances around, sticking her tongue out at everyone. Dad is always reminding us kids to be grateful that we have fun activities to keep us busy, but I'm not sure how excited he is about it. My parents have these dark circles under their eyes and something called wrinkles. My mom says when I'm a parent, I will understand. One time, my grandparents were on their way to visit us, and we got so busy packing for our camping trip that we forgot to tell them we weren't going to be home. When they got to our house, our lazy cat Shakespeare was the only one there to greet them. Here's Shakespeare curled up on the porch there. He rolled around on the porch begging for tummy scratches and a big bowl of stinky food. Cat food is disgusting. It smells like old garbage. Yuck. Fortunately, we got to see Grandma and Grandpa the next weekend. One day, everything came to a complete stop. People were asked to stay at home. Mom and Dad said it was best so people could be safe, but it sounded boring to me. What? No baseball? I can't hang out with my friends? Our adventure club has a top secret meeting this week to trade baseball cards. No trombone lessons? What about lunchtime food fights? Now I have to stay with my sisters all day. Good grief, this was getting worse by the minute. What was I supposed to do? There I was, sitting at the kitchen table, feeling glum, and staring at my favorite glass of grape juice, and it was almost empty. The next afternoon, Mom told me, "Charlie, go outside, get some fresh air. I'm sure you can find something to do." So I went outside and sat in the grass. I dug and dug and dug with some big sticks. I collected some rocks, bark and leaves, and whatever I could find. Eventually, I created a little street. I propped up 4 sticks and gently laid leaves on top to create roofs. My imagination went wild. My creation was starting to look like a little bug village. Next, there had to be a school with a little playground. I laid the twigs down to make a baseball diamond and rocks to make each base. I dug another little hole and raced over to the hose, tugging it back across the yard to fill it up for a pool for the hotel. Every village needs an ice cream parlor, I thought, but this was not your ordinary ice cream parlor. They serve triple grape ice cream, grape beer floats, grape splits, grape sundaes, and even grape shakes. Hours went by and I was covered in dirt when I realized I had been playing outside all afternoon and it was dinner time. A few days days later, Dad was up in the attic and he brought out some of his old childhood games. They were covered with dust and smelled like old dirty socks. One was called Jacks, where you throw these sharp little ninja type metal pieces onto the floor. Then you bounce this ball, and while it's up in the air, you try to pick up as many jacks as possible. Who knew my dad was so good at games? Before we knew it, it was dark out. Mom and Dad let my sisters and me stay up for what felt like a million hours, playing games and eating popcorn. It was cold and windy the next day, so Mom and my sisters decided to bake cookies. Yuck! I have lots of interest in eating cookies, but baking them is boring. Unless it was something grape flavored, I wanted nothing to do with it. "Charlie, we need your help," my mom called to me. "Fine, I can help," I said, dragging myself to the kitchen. They were rolling out some sticky, wiggly stuff they called dough. There was flour everywhere, and they were cutting fun shapes with cookie cutters. Maybe I can make some grape shapes. All of a sudden, my sister had dumped a bunch of flour on my hair, and laughter erupted. There was flour everywhere after our flour fight, but boy, was it fun. Eventually, we were able to see our friends, our family, neighbors, and classmates again. My sisters and I couldn't wait to be able to play with our friends. Although, my sisters weren't really all that bad. I'm just a kid, so I don't like the mushy-gushy talk. But it seemed like life was going to be different in a good way. That summer, our neighborhood threw a sprinkler party where everyone turned on their sprinklers and kids ran from house to house, running and playing in the water. Have you ever had a sprinkler party? When I got back to my house, I ran inside, soaking wet, making a puddle on the kitchen floor. Mom turned around and said, "It looks like you and your sisters are having so much fun with the sprinkler party." You know, kiddo, I am really proud of you and your sisters. The last few months haven't been easy. This time is a good reminder to look at the glass half full, she said. "What does that mean?" I asked her. "Charlie," said Mom, "sometimes we need to change how we look at things. We need to be grateful for what we do have and not focus on what we don't have. Look at all the fun adventures and memories you had being stuck at home." "I got it. Grateful. Yes, grateful," I explained. "What a great new word." Sharing my word was at the top of my list for the Adventure Club's next meeting. I couldn't wait because I knew all of my friends felt grateful like me. I am so grateful that you joined me for this reading. At the end of this book, there are lots of fun illustrations. You can see here from kids who shared what they learned and enjoyed during these changes we've all experienced in 2020. I hope you can go today and maybe draw and share a picture of what you're grateful for. Have a great day.